I found something inside this sample that shouldn't be there. One is fresh from the coast. One is from the freezer aisle. And one, well, the microscope results for the third one are actually concerning. Okay, so I got this at Sprouts today. Fresh Atlantic cod, wrapped in butcher paper from a butcher. It's pretty fresh. So what I'm doing now, I want to establish a baseline. And theoretically, this is what fish is supposed to look like. Let me take this wrapper off here and show you guys what I got today. Expensive, but you know what? Looks pretty good. It's cold to the touch because it just came from the cooler, and it looks good on top and also the bottom. Consistency looks great. Feels good. Let me chop off a little bit to show you guys the inside. This knife is not too sharp, but here we go. So let me grab this piece right here. I'm going to show you what it looks like. Not too bad. Cold, fresh, and this is our baseline. I think we're good to go. Looks good there. All right. Here's what's left of what you guys just saw. I'm adding a little bit of a distilled water. Makes it easier to displace. Move it around a little bit. I'm going to put a cover slip on and let's go check it out. All right, the slide is locked and we're looking at 40 times. No immersion oil yet, just the raw glass. This is our baseline, you guys. You're looking at fresh Atlantic cod straight from the butcher. This is what real unadulterated protein looks like. Notice the architecture. Do you guys see those parallel lines? Those are intact muscle striations. They run in clean, defined geometric patterns. There's no guesswork here. It's organized, the tissue is translucent, catching the LED light perfectly. Now look at the boundaries between the fibers. Do you guys see those slightly thicker staggered bands? That's the natural connective tissue. That's the myocometa. That is what holds the animal together in the ocean. It's supposed to be there. There's no artificial binders, no phosphates, no chemical glue, just pure biological engineering. A flawless natural matrix. So you guys, memorize this structure, but burn this into your mind because when we swap this slide out for the drive-through and freezer aisle samples, this clean organization is going to disappear completely. All right, let's bump this up to 100 times. So here we are at 100 times, and you're looking at the fundamental building blocks of marine muscle tissue. Do you guys see those distinct repeating geometric patterns? Those are called myomeres. They're the individual blocks of muscle fibers. In a fresh, unprocessed fish like this Atlantic cod, they stack perfectly together like layered pages in a book. So I want you to look at the semi-transparent lines separating those muscle blocks. That is a myocometa. That's a natural connective tissue. It's a thin, it's precise, and it's doing exactly what biology intended. It holds the muscle fibers together. There is no tearing, no fraying, and absolutely no artificial filler occupying that space. So notice the way the LED light passes through the sample. At 100 times, raw fish tissue is highly organized, you guys. The light travels through it cleanly because the cellular structure hasn't been blasted apart by high pressure processing, heavy sodium baths, or commercial freezing. The water content inside the cells are intact. Let's move this up to 400 times. All right, dialing this in at 400 times, I'm increasing the LED intensity here just a bit so we can punch through this tissue. At this level, the large muscle blocks we saw a minute ago are completely out of frame. We're now looking directly at the individual muscle fibers. Do you guys see those incredibly fine horizontal bands running across the screen? Those are called cross striations. This is a mechanical engine of the fish. These are the microscopic filaments that actually slide past each other to create movement in the ocean. What I really want you to take notice of is how tight and uniform everything is. Look closely at the edges of the fibers. There are no gaps. There's no structural damage. In a highly processed piece of meat or something that's been frozen and thawed multiple times on a commercial scale, ice crystals and chemical baths shred these delicate filaments. You'd see microscopic craters and frayed, torn edges everywhere. But here, the integrity is 100% intact. It's a perfect, undisturbed biological grid. Take a look at how clean this is. This is exactly what premium grade protein looks like when it hasn't been touched by a factory. We're maxing out the dry lenses here, so let's prep the immersion oil and see what happens at 1,000 times. Okay, folks, so we're dropping the immersion oil onto the slide, and we need the oil at this level to trap the light and give us a true optical clarity. So there it is. This is the absolute edge of what an optical microscope can show us. We are now looking inside a single muscle fiber. Now, these microscopic threads you see are the myofibrils. You notice how incredibly clean this environment is. At 1,000 times, you cannot hide a single thing. If this fish had been pumped full of sodium baths or glued together with commercial starches, those chemicals would look like massive, jagged boulders blocking the light. But look at what we actually see. Nothing but pure biological tissue. The cellular walls are completely intact. There is zero structural damage from commercial deep freezing or industrial processing. This is our control. This is a gold standard of real food. Burn this image of perfectly intact protein into your brain, you guys, because we are pulling this slide out, and the fast food samples are up next. And I promise you, they are not going to look like this. Next up, the dreaded fish stick. Let's go ahead and prep this slide. Okay, folks, here is Gorton's fish sticks. I remember this when I was a kid. I used to dunk these in ketchup, or basically mix with mayonnaise and ketchup for Thousand Island dressing. Pretty gross. Looks hollow inside. Let's go ahead and put this under the scope. All right, swapping the Gorton's fish stick. We are back to 40 times. Instantly, you can see the difference from the fresh cod. Where the butcher cod had clean, geometric muscle blocks, this looks chaotic. The natural striations are mostly gone, replaced by a dense, irregular texture. It still looks like meat, kinda, but that perfect natural architecture has been completely shattered by the commercial freezing and shaping process. Okay, remember those perfect stacked muscle blocks we saw in the fresh cod? They are completely gone. What you are looking at here is a reality of industrial processing. The muscle fibers are fractured and torn. So when commercial fish is minced, flash frozen, and pressed into a perfect little stick, the expanding ice crystals act like microscopic daggers. They just shred the cellular walls. That is exactly why you see all these jagged edges and chaotic gaps where the light is spilling through. Now I'm panning over to the edge, right where the actual meat meets the breading. Look at this thick, cloudy layer bridging the gap. That is not fish. That is a slurry of modified starches, vegetable oils, and binders. It acts as an edible glue to make sure the batter doesn't slide off the frozen block on the assembly line. Gross. It is still technically pollock, but the natural biology has been hijacked. The structural integrity of the protein is lost, replaced by a starchy processed matrix holding the wreckage together. Okay, I've seen enough at the 100 times, so let's bump it up to 400 times and take a closer look. So here we are at 400 times. I have to crank the LED up against just to get the light through the dense matrix. Let me adjust the fine focus real quick. So remember those beautiful tight cross striations we saw in the fresh cod? The biological engine of the fish? Well, those are completely obliterated here. Look at those individual filaments. They are frayed, bloated, and separated by massive unnatural voids. So this is what happens when you mechanically mince protein and blast it in a commercial freezer. The cellular structure doesn't just break, it explodes. So look closely at these gaps between the shredded fibers. You guys see that cloudy amorphous material filling in the empty spaces? That's not natural connective tissue. That is the industrial starches and binders seeping in, acting like a microscopic spackle to hold this pulverized meat together. The deeper we go, the less fish we actually see. So I've seen enough of the 400 times, so let's prep the immersion oil. We need to see exactly what this chemical spackle looks like at 1,000 times. Okay, so the oil's down. We're maxed out at 1,000 times, and let me lock the focus. So here's the truth. It actually doesn't look terrible for a freezer aisle staple, you guys, but it is definitely not fresh cod. You can tell. So you can still identify the actual muscle fibers here. It is real fish, but notice the swelling. The structural walls look blurred and bloated compared to our baseline. That is the unavoidable cellular damage from commercial flash freezing. Now look closely at the spaces between those swollen fibers. You guys see it? You'll see a cloudy translucent film. That's not natural connective tissue. That is the industrial starch binder filling in the gaps, alongside a few scattered sodium crystals. Bottom line, it is real protein, but it relies on starchy scaffolding to hold its shape. So let's pull this slide, and we're moving on to the golden arches. Good old McDonald's. Here it is, the Filet-O-Fish from McDonald's. Got it today. I'm going to open it up. Let me show you guys what it's all about here. So there it is. Let me pull underneath here the the fish. You got cheese. And I'm going to take a little bit off this and on the slide, 1 drop of distilled water. And I'm going to put a little cover slip on it. Let's go see what this is all about. All right, last slide. The Golden Arches Filet-O-Fish. We're back out at 40 times. Okay, this is rough, you guys. Honestly, it looks even worse than the Gorton stick. Well, to me at least. With Gorton's, you can at least tell it used to be a fish. Here, it's just 40 times. The natural structure is completely unrecognizable. It looks like a dense, chaotic paste that's just been stamped into a square mold. Remember that clean biological geometry we saw in the fresh butcher cod? There's absolutely zero trace of that left. The tissue is totally pulverized here. It doesn't even bother trying to mimic the natural flakiness of real fish. This is heavy industrial engineering, you guys. And if the protein looks this destroyed at our lowest magnification, I really need to see what's actually holding this block together. Let's bump it up to 100 times. So here we are, 100 times. And this is exactly what I expected, you guys. Remember the fresh butcher cod, those clean, repeating muscle blocks? Here, they're entirely gone. You aren't even looking at a solid piece of meat here. It's a slurry. The muscle fibers are just shattered into these tiny random fragments. And take a look at all this cloudy space taking up the screen. That's the filler. So when you pulverize a fish this much, it cannot hold its own shape. They have to pump it up full of binders and starches just to glue it into that perfect little square. It honestly looks more like wet concrete than actual animal tissue. So enough of this 100 times. Let's push it up to 400 times and see exactly what the sludge is made of. So here we are. This is at 400 times. And remember those tight cross striations we saw in the fresh cod? They are just completely obliterated here. This is a microscopic wasteland. The few scraps of actual protein left are swollen and frayed. But check out what's surrounding the meat. You see those huge gaps in all this thick, cloudy filler? That's the industrial scaffolding. You're looking at modified starches and phosphates doing all the heavy lifting here. It's basically a chemical sponge. It just holds on to moisture and oil so the patty survives the deep fryer without falling apart. There's barely any real fish to look at here, guys. So let's prep the immersion oil. We got to see this at 1,000 times. Let's be real. This doesn't even look like food anymore. We're looking at the absolute extreme end of food science as we know it. You guys see all this heavy, cloudy density packing the screen? That's the industrial spackle. When you strip away all the natural biology to make a fast food patty, you have to replace it with something, right? So look closely at these sharp, jagged shards scattered everywhere. Those are the industrial additives and sodium compounds. They act like a microscopic rebar in wet concrete. It gives a block its shape and holding it together through the deep fryer. There's barely a trace of real intact fish left. It's a total structural collapse, held together by factory glue. All right, so let's pull back a little bit, guys. Let's look at all 3 of these slides side by side, and you tell me what looks the best. Okay, so here's the side by side I set up for you guys. On the left, that's fresh cod from the butcher. You remember that? You can clearly see long organized muscle fibers. That's what real unprocessed fish looks like. Now in the middle, McDonald's Filet-O-Fish. Still fish, but the structure is already breaking down. You can see it. The fibers are compressed, distorted, handled a lot more. And then on the right, Gorton's fish sticks. This isn't even structured anymore, you guys. It's minced, mixed, and reformed, almost like a paste. So yeah, they all start as fish, but under the scope, they don't all stay fish. And now, for your viewing pleasure, I made this so you can actually see what processing does to your food. Same idea, same fish, totally different structure. So yeah, next time you eat one of these, your brain's gonna be like, wait a minute.
Hey, thanks for watching me absolutely ruin 3 types of fish for you. I feel bad. Well, a little bit. We went from fresh cod to fast food to whatever's going on in those fish sticks. They all hit a little different now, don't they? At the end of the day, you guys eat what you like. Just know your brain's gonna remember this next time. If you enjoyed this kind of deep dive, hit subscribe. Oh, check out this video. Is grass-fed steak worth the cost? I've got a lot more food to investigate. I'm off to those water vendors in front of supermarkets to see if the water's safe. That's coming next. Take care of yourself.